Hey guys, Pest and Lawn Ginja back. I get this question quite often. What is the best pre-emergent that I can put down on my lawn? And when should I put it down? So today we're going to go over the myths and the products that I use for our customers. So Pest and Lawn Ginja, I applied a pre-emergent to kill all my weed seeds so that way they wouldn't germinate. Well, smart person, you would be exactly wrong. Pre-emergents don't kill weed seeds. I hear this so often it makes me sick. I hear it from the veteran YouTube videos. I hear it from suppliers at local hardware stores that sell pre-emergents. All pre-emergents do is they stop root development after and during the germination process. It would be called a pre-germinator if it actually killed the weed seed. So you hired a company and you got weeds everywhere. Well, guess what? Pre-emergents set you up for the future. They don't do anything to your past. The annuals that have already germinated from last year and the biennials that have previously germinated from 2 years ago, they're still going to be coming up and they're filtering through. That's where you would use a post-emerging herbicide. Pre-emergents set you up for the future, not for the past. So Ginger, should I apply a pre-emergent if it's already past 55 degrees ground temperature? Well, if it's not too hot outside, pre-emergents work really well. The microbes in the lawn are going to eat them away, but as it gets hotter and they dry out, it speeds up that process. So the only month that I would really skip with the pre-emergent, mid-June to late July in the Midwest, or anytime it gets above 90 degrees daily, I would plan on skipping until we get the daytime temperatures below 80-85 degrees. Should you use pre-emergents if the lawn is already too thick? Well, let me ask you this. Does Mother Nature care? And the bottom line is weed seeds are in the air and they're gonna land in your lawn. If you don't care about them germinating, you can leave them there. But it's important to remember Mother Nature does not like to be naked. She's gonna clothe herself one way or another. Having a thicker lawn does help, but it's not a saving grace. All right, guys, here we are. So I've broken it down to two products that we use most often, Prodiamine and Dithiopyr. The Prodiamine on the right, it's got a lot of benefits to it. It works really well. Out of the two, I kind of feel like the Prodiamine takes the cake. And the reason being is it doesn't leach into the ground as far as the Dithiopyr does, and it's really, really thick. The microbes in the lawn is what breaks down these products. So it's important to understand there's really no time that's too early to put these down, and that's kind of one of the myths in the industry. However, the Dithiopyr, with too much water, it can leach down a little bit further. Now, if you're going to be using both, which actually isn't a bad way to do it, you're going to want to start out with the Prodiamine early spring before the ground temperatures hit 55 degrees. 55 degrees is when our crabgrass starts germinating. So it's important to have these barriers down early. Now, one big thing with both of these products, they have to go down with water. The thing I love about the Dithiopyr is it actually has a post-emerging herbicide for crabgrass and dandelions up to the 3-leaf stage. So you can really get some post-emergent control down at the same time, which I do love. But if you were to use these as side by side, what we do as a company is we'll put the Prodiamine down early spring, March or April. Ground temperatures are hovering around 35 to 45 degrees, and we'll let it sit there. Now, since it's the microbes that break this product down, and when it's really cold like that, the microbes really aren't awake. They're not going, so that product's just going to sit there until the ground temperatures hit that 55 degrees where we want them to be. Now, I'll use this Dithiopyr later on in the season, roughly about May 1st. And we'll start using that when we start seeing the crabgrass appear and some of the dandelions appear, because we're going to get some post-emergent control out of that. So part of lawn care that I think is kind of funny is most people are just guessing at everything. So general of thumb, if you're going to put down these pre-emergents and you don't know what you're doing, put them down in the fall time, let them overwinter. They're just going to sit there, and then do it again in the springtime. But if you really want to get down to the nitty gritty, go to Amazon, buy yourself a $10 meat thermometer. It's not that big of a deal. I like this one because it's got a soil probe in it that goes about 3 inches into the soil. It's going to read perfectly at 3 inches into the soil. Here, let me show you. So I've really come to love these meat thermometers because, as you can see, our outside temperature is pretty warm right now at about 72 degrees. The minute that I get it into the lawn, I want to push that in about 3 inches. It's really going to show me what exactly is going on. And as you can see, it's tumbling fast. it will surprise you at how fast it warms up or how cool the soil goes in the fall time. So this is a great tool to use. As for pre-emergence, the ground temperature only needs to be about 55 degrees for about 6 to 7 days for that crabgrass to germinate. So it's really important that we watch this. If you are going to use pre-emergence for crabgrass control, that needs to go down about 2 weeks before we hit 55 degrees. So that's why I like to do the Prodiamine early on in the spring and also late in the fall to get ultimate control. As a homeowner, if I were to choose one of these two products, I would probably go with the Dithiopyr. The reason being is it's a liquid. It's not quite as gummy. It's not going to gum up your handheld sprayer. It's going to be a lot easier to spread. But you also get that post-emergent to it for the 3-leaf stage. It is a little bit more expensive, but I feel like as a homeowner, it's going to work a little bit better. Now, as a commercial operator, I would always choose the Prodiamine. Number one, you can put it down a little bit sooner. You're going to have better operating equipment than a homeowner. Whereas the Prodiamine, it's going to gum up a little bit. It's a little bit messy, or Dithiopyr is not. Now, the biggest drawback is Dithiopyr, it's going to leach into the soil a little bit deeper. So if you do get too much rain, you're going to have to reapply it. And I would also apply both of these at the high rates, not the low rates. Now, a little bit of homeowner cheat. Chapin came out with a backpack with a battery on it. It works really well. I don't feel like it works well enough to use on a commercial level. We tried it last year with the technician. It was broken within about a month, but keep in mind we're doing 25 services a day, whereas a homeowner, you're not going to do that, and you're going to keep the equipment a lot nicer. So every so often at the suppliers on YouTube, I hear people spitting out that pre-emergence will kill weed seeds. You need to put them down. Well, I'm here to tell you it's wrong, just flat out wrong. If you hear that, tell them they're wrong. If that were the case, it wouldn't be called a pre-emergent. It would be called a pre-germinator. And those don't exist. We'd all be billionaires. There's so many seeds flying in the air. You should use pre-emergence regularly. It doesn't matter if the lawn is thick enough, it's not going to stop the weed seeds from development. Guys, this is Pest and Lawn Ginja with Pre-Emergents. If you have any questions or concerns, hit me up in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to my page. And if you like my videos, don't forget to hit the like button. We'll see you next time. Bye.